Imagine a world where your tablet can almost replace your laptop. That's the tantalizing promise of iPadOS 26. And after giving it a full summer trial, here's what I've discovered. First, add ZDNet as a preferred source on Google to stay updated with the latest tech news and reviews. Click here to follow us. Key takeaways. Enhanced functionality. iPadOS 26 introduces a Mac-like windowing system, a menu bar, a more precise cursor, and a significantly improved Files app, making the iPad a more robust tool for productivity. Missing features. Despite the improvements, some crucial functionalities are still absent, such as a Mac-like Spaces system and clamshell mode. Not quite a laptop replacement. While iPadOS 26 brings the iPad closer to being a laptop alternative, power users will still find the Mac or other desktop operating systems more suitable for advanced tasks. The iPad and the Mac have traditionally been complementary devices, each excelling in different areas. However, with the release of iPadOS 26, the lines between them have blurred. Since Apple unveiled iPadOS 26 at WWDC 2025, the burning question has been, can the iPad finally replace my laptop? For me, the answer is still no. But that doesn't mean iPadOS 26 isn't a significant leap forward. Over the past 2 months, I've been using the beta versions of iPadOS 26 on a daily basis, and I've found a lot to appreciate. Let's dive into the standout features that you'll likely love once the new software rolls out. How I tested iPadOS 26. I put iPadOS 26 through its paces on an 11-inch M4 iPad Pro, a device with laptop-like performance and capabilities, and a laptop-like price tag of $1,899 for the configuration I used. The model featured a tandem OLED display with nano texture glass, which surpasses the display quality of any MacBook Pro in terms of color gamut, contrast ratio, peak brightness, response times, and black levels. This M4 iPad Pro is hands down the best iPad I've ever used and the most capable tablet I've encountered. However, it's not quite ready to dethrone the laptop. There are still scenarios where the iPad shines and others where a laptop remains the superior choice. Asterisk. My 4 favorite features in iPadOS 26. 1. The new windowing system. Apple has finally introduced a Mac-like windowing system to the iPad, and it's both powerful and elegant. The familiar green, yellow, and red dots for closing, minimizing, and maximizing windows are now available on iPad, provided you select windowed apps over full-screen apps or Stage Manager in your settings. You can resize and overlap windows, enhancing multitasking capabilities. While there were a few instances where I accidentally resized windows, the overall experience is smooth and effective. Best of all, this feature is built into the core of iPadOS, ensuring compatibility with most iPad models released since 2020. 2. The menu bar. Swiping down from the top of the screen within an app reveals a Mac-like menu bar, exposing a plethora of functions and options that were previously buried in the settings menu. This is a game changer, especially for power users who will appreciate the added control and efficiency. 3. A true cursor. The iPad has supported mouse input for a while, but the cursor was a round dot that mimicked a finger. iPadOS 26 replaces this with a triangular arrow that feels more like a traditional mouse cursor, providing greater precision when navigating the new windowing system and accessing the menu bar. 4. A fully functional Files app. Managing files on the iPad has historically been a frustrating experience. With iPadOS 26, this has changed dramatically. I easily downloaded a PDF from Safari, saved it to a folder, and opened it in the new Preview app, all with minimal effort. This streamlined process makes the iPad much more user-friendly for file management. 2 things still missing in iPadOS 26. 1. A Mac-like Spaces system. One of the most useful features on the Mac is Spaces. which allows you to organize multiple sets of windows and apps. Once I started resizing and moving windows on iPadOS 26, I immediately missed this functionality. On the Mac, you can swipe up with 3 fingers to view and switch between spaces. The iPad Stage Manager is a decent substitute, but it lacks the intuitiveness and speed of Spaces. 2. Clamshell mode. Another key Mac feature that would enhance the iPad is clamshell mode. This allows you to connect an external monitor and close the device, effectively turning it into a desktop. For example, during an off-site meeting, I connected my iPad to a TV to run Google Meet while using my laptop for other tasks. The only downside was that the iPad had to remain open, displaying the same content as the TV, which was distracting. Clamshell mode would resolve this issue and further bridge the gap between the iPad and a full-fledged computer. Where does this leave the iPad? While the iPad remains a lighter computing device that's not as powerful as a laptop for heavy-duty work, iPadOS 26 has significantly enhanced its capabilities. It's now a much more versatile and less frustrating tool for a wide range of tasks. Don't overlook the iPad's strengths. It excels in mobile connectivity with built-in 5G, making it ideal for on-the-go use. The Apple Pencil makes it perfect for drawing and taking handwritten notes, which is not feasible on most laptops. Its superior display and optimized apps also make it a better choice for watching movies, shows, and videos. For work, it's great for single-task jobs where you need to focus and avoid distractions. However, if you require heavy multitasking, multiple monitors, data manipulation, complex software, or automation through shortcuts and scripts, a Mac or a Linux or Windows machine is still the better option. In conclusion, iPadOS 26 is a step in the right direction, bringing the iPad closer to its potential as a versatile and powerful device. Whether it's enough to replace your laptop depends on your specific needs, but it's certainly worth a try. What do you think? Is iPadOS 26 enough to make you consider ditching your laptop? Share your thoughts in the comments.